The amazing generation. As a nation, we're taught to understand that it's sometimes necessary to send soldiers into harm's way to fight for the values and principles we believe are worth sacrificing for. Today and throughout our history as a nation, young men and women have been called upon to fight in foreign lands for the advancement of democracy, to suppress dictatorial and oppressive regimes, and to secure and preserve the religious rights and political freedoms of marginalized groups and disenfranchised individuals. As a decorated veteran of an unpopular war in Vietnam, I went to war believing in these values and principles. Over the years, however, I've doubted the significance of my role during that time, and even more so when looking at today's generation. Over the last month, I've watched the deadly march of the COVID-19 virus travel from China, across Europe, and landing on our nation's shores. The human toll wrought by the virus has now exceeded 90,000 in the United States. Coupled with this dreadful loss of human life, the economic and social upheaval the virus has rendered is beyond anything we've witnessed in recent history. In the face of this human suffering and societal upheaval we are witnessing across the country, I've been heartened and inspired by the selfless and heroic actions of our younger generation of Americans. Any doubts I had about what America stands for or how we as a nation care for and support each other have been answered. One need only read the daily newspaper or turn to any television station, and you will see thousands of young Americans who have put themselves into harm's way in their battle to do whatever is necessary to defeat this virus. I see a generation who were not drafted and who did not enlist to serve in this war, but who have stepped forward in cities and towns, hospitals and schools, and everywhere else where they are needed in the national campaign to eradicate this virus from our country. I've watched in wonder and pride as doctors, nurses, researchers, emergency medical personnel, police, fire, and military service members, truck drivers, and grocery store cashiers all have put their personal and family safety aside and under unimaginable conditions selflessly face this horrific disease to assist their fellow Americans who without them would surely fall victim to a virus that does not discriminate by race, color, age, or economic status. At the conclusion of the last World War, an entire generation was referred to as the greatest generation. Many scholars and pundits have written that that generation may have been America's greatest. I believe we are now witnessing the emergence of a new generation of Americans, a generation that cannot be called anything other than the amazing generation. If their actions and behaviors now are any indicator, America is now and will continue to be in great hands.